going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. It's your friendly neighborhood Erebor dwarf Z-Man here. How y'all doing today? Hope you're doing well. It's been a little bit since we've been here on the server. Well, actually, I will say I've been doing a lot off camera, but I did not get a video out to you guys last week, and I just want to say I am sincerely sorry. I had some other obligations come up that took time away from being able to record and edit and work on stuff, but I did have time to do a lot of preparations for this video. So in the last video, we went ahead and we finally found ourselves some mithril, and we even found enough to make a mithril pickaxe. Now, while I've been doing a lot of preparations and stuff, there's also been a few new additions. You may even be able to hear it right now. I added in a few mods to kind of help with quality life and some building stuff as well. And one of those mods I added in was a mod that I honestly completely forgot about for a while. Ambient sounds. It just makes the world sound so much better. But while I was off camera, I managed to get myself enough levels from last time. I will say I've died multiple times too, so it kind of sucks. But we're finally going to go ahead and enchant this pickaxe. I'm breaking 3. It's unbreaking 1, unbreaking 2, and unbreaking 3. We're gonna be starting off with enchanting this mithril pickaxe. I so badly just want to go with this, hoping that we get something really good out of it, but I don't know if I think I'm just gonna take the chance. I'm really hoping it's not just unbreaking 3. Silk Touch efficiency 4 and I'm breaking 3. That's actually really freaking good, I won't lie. Also, you may have noticed that I got the achievement. So one of the things that I did as well is I decided to go ahead and move this world onto a server. So when I'm away from home, I don't want to be limited to just simply my home PC and keeping my playthroughs that way. So I just want to say really quick, a huge thank you to G-Portal for sponsoring me for today's video. If you want to get your own game server, use the link in the description below for 10% off your initial game server purchase. I'm not gonna lie, this is still very fresh for me, so I apologize if this kind of seems weird. I just have to mention it every once in a while, as any sponsorship, you know, happens. So now that we have ourselves this amazing mithril pickaxe, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some of this stuff away. I've been very hard at work doing some preparations in the couple hours a day that I have had. So one of the other things that I added into this world was a timber mod. So whenever I'm chopping down trees and such, I can do it a lot more efficiently, just because I want to save myself a little bit more time to, you know, do some proper building and everything like that. But I thought it would work, but maybe not. I guess not. All right then. Cool. I really do like the ambient sounds mod. It just makes the world seem so much more alive and less dead than it actually is. There's a couple things that I want to do first. Is last episode I did also mention a new Nemesis system that was added in, and I did get some information wrong, which I do apologize, but I just kind of wanted to clear that right now. But I'm going to leave my pickaxe here because I don't want to risk losing it. So how this Nemesis system works is once a specific mob kills you, basically that mob becomes your Nemesis, and every 10-ish minutes that may trigger a specific what the hell? Why are you attacking me? Hello? What the hell was that? A dwarf just randomly attacked me. Oh, shoot. I did not think about that. So because I did move over to a server, some of my faction information is not right. So I'm gonna have to fix that really quick. Right, that's really weird. I swear my information saved. Doesn't seem that it has. So we're just gonna go ahead and rejoin Erebor. That's so weird. I definitely thought some of my information had saved, but I'm actually great. I'm kind of spoiling stuff that I had planned for this episode. You might even see it right over there, but we're not going to get to it just yet. I really wanted to kind of check out this Nemesis system and also potentially hire on some troops to be a part of our army, because we can now equip our units with armor. It's fantastic. I can't wait to actually do that instead of hiring units and then they just die because they don't have the proper armor and equipment to protect themselves. I want to go find ourselves a Nemesis now, and I'm thinking I might just end up leaving this stuff here for now. And like I said, did some preparations. We have some medium armor for units whenever we are eventually able to hire them. Let's head down here, and I know I have a ton of levels, but it'll be fine, I think, hopefully. All right, we should be coming up across some goblins here very shortly. Ah, here we are. We're just gonna let this guy take us out. Ouch. Okay, so now that the goblin took us out, I think it's like, as I said, every 10 minutes we will get a random encounter with that specific mob, and each time that they take us out, they will essentially upgrade themselves. So we're gonna wait around a little bit just to see if this did in fact work. I did kind of look around in my console to see if this Nemesis system was in fact working. Well, hold on, we can do this. Okay, so we have the Hasty Nazgash. Interesting. So I think these are just kind of different names that are generated, but once this guy respawns on us and tries to take us out, we can then take him out and get a reward for doing it. So that's what we are going to kind of sit around and wait for at this point now. I just wanted to kind of show off these new features that have been added in, since we really didn't do that in the last episode when I had mentioned it. Now you guys may have seen too that we are able to have up to 9 different Nemesis, and with each one, the higher level they are, the more rewards we can get out of them. So I'm hoping too with the Nemesis system that we're able to get more coins, specifically silver and gold. I already get enough copper coins from them. I'd really prefer to have something else at this point. And I guess I won't just sit around and wait. I do want to kind of show you guys what I have been up to. So since the last episode, like I said, didn't have enough time to do any proper recording or editing, but I did have some free time to work on this path here that actually leads over to Erebor, and we could take the long way around. I mostly put in that path for aesthetic purposes. You know, I wanted to make a road or path going from our Ravenhill outpost around here and over to Erebor, where we're finally going to be working on the first like mega build of this series. So I'll explain more when we get on over there. And I will say this path did take me a little while to make, obviously because I had to get the coarse dirt and then make up all of the cobbled dirt as well. But this took me a decent amount of time, so please don't roast it too much in the comments. I tried very hard. And another part of this path that I'm not 100% sold on is right around here. It was very janky trying to get it to look halfway decent, but I also went ahead and put in a whole bunch of dirt here just to give us a proper walk up to where the main entrance is going to be. So as you can see here, I did kind of start the foundation work of the whole gate entrance and everything like that. I did so much digging and everything. It's kind of crazy. So I got myself some Erebor. I also got some dolomite, and then down here I got myself a full double chest of cobbled slate. Now, I know I'm going to throw up a picture really quick of how Erebor is depicted in the Hobbit movies and everything like that. I personally am not the biggest fan of... Wrong chest. It's also the wrong chest. Ah, here we are. I'm personally not the biggest fan of building straight out of green tuff like this. Now, I probably could do some special or work with like the variants and everything like that. I personally think that the green tuff will be more of an accent block when I go ahead and work on Erebor. So I'm thinking we're going to start with the Erebor on the top, work our way, have some of the green tuff sprinkled in here and there, and then on the bottom layer, like towards the base of the mountain here, is where we're going to have the darker blocks also mixed in with some of the green tuff. I did do a little bit of planning, but it was also in a single player worlds on my laptop. So yeah, can't really show that, unfortunately. But before we go ahead and even think about doing this, there's one more thing that I want to show you guys. Plus, I want to get my stone cutter as well back from base. So one of the other mods that I had thrown in to make mining and resource gathering a little bit quicker for me was this mod called Just Hammers. So if we look up hammer, you can see that we now have a few different new hammers. Now obviously we can't get diamond or netherite here in Middle Earth, and some of these other upgrades that you can see here, like the stone impact hammer, the impact core, we can only get if we get redstone. Gold is possible to get. Oh, what the? Oh, hi there. You killed me once, but death has only made me stronger. So this is what happens when we encounter our Nemesis here. So I think, if we had army, we could summon help, but we're just going to go ahead and attack him myself. He's not really going to be much of a fight. That was pretty easy. So now, if we do /Nemesis bounties. Okay, so yes, now that we took out our Nemesis, our reward is 3 silver coins. That is actually not too bad. Now, if you were a higher level of a Nemesis or anything like that, I feel like we definitely would have gotten some better rewards out of it. I just kind of wanted to give you guys, show you what the Nemesis system is all about. I was not expecting that to happen so quickly. But anyways, back to the whole hammer thing. So unfortunately, the impact cores are just simply something we're not going to be able to get. So I'm thinking that we're just going to have to avoid really upgrading our hammers. Now, same goes for the reinforced hammer. We need to get this reinforced impact core, which is also really expensive to get, and we just simply can't get it here in Middle Earth. I'm really trying to not jump back and forth between the overworld and Middle Earth. I want to try to stick to Middle Earth as much as possible. So in all reality, we are very limited to what we can really make right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and make up quite a few of these iron hammers here. So they aren't very expensive to make at all. So we're going to go ahead and make, sure, we'll start with 5. I'm going to take some of these other resources with me. I mostly wanted to come back for my stone cutter. But yeah, that's pretty much the idea that I have going on. To make mining out the gargantuan area of Erebor, having these hammers is going to be super helpful. Alright, so it is currently very dark. We should probably go ahead and sleep before we go ahead and start working on our first mega build of this series. I feel like this is going to be a very fun experience just because I've never really done anything as big as recreating a structure to some degree for Lord of the Rings. And with how big Erebor is, I don't know if we're going to be going exactly like for a 1-to-1 scale or anything like that, but I do have some really neat ideas that I want to try out with this mod. So without further ado, we're going to start with just simply mining out the areas that we're going to need, or mining out the space for Erebor, essentially. And it's a good thing that some of these mountains are pretty open on the interior, but just not wasting nearly as many pickaxes, and especially steel pickaxes and such like that. It's going to make this process a lot easier. But I'm done rambling. Let's get right into digging. I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm actually really proud of the progress that I was able to make. So it is currently 8 o'clock at night for me. After building this starting at like 4:30, so I managed to build this tower. This was the initial tower, so I knew I had a template to copy off of, so then copy paste that. Thanks to Lightmatica, that's why you were seeing that little box in the flyby in that. So that's why you were seeing that. I will say this second part up here, this bridge and all, was very, very rushed. So there's not nearly as many details as I would like. I still got enough for a bit of a gradient and got the top done and all. But I'm not going to go up there too much. I don't want to go up there because I really do not have the time. I should have been asleep like 3 hours ago, because I have to be up at 3 a.m. tomorrow to drive down to where I'm going on vacation to. So it's going to be a fun time, but I'm not going to waste any more time rambling on about this build. We'll go into more details when I get back from my vacation. So yeah, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end off today's video here. I really got to get some sleep. I really wanted to push myself to get this video done for you guys, because we missed last week's video, but last week was all prep for this because I had to do resource gathering, and I actually had to do even more resource gathering, so that was even more fun. But yeah, 1 like equals 1 prayer for my sleep schedule and my drive for tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going on vacation, so I will not be uploading anything in next week. So the next time you will see me will be, I think it's like the 28th or the 29th, which is a Monday. Oh, like 10 days from now, 10ish days. I don't know. I'm not looking at my calendar. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Check out all the links below for all of my social medias. Consider joining my community Discord as well. And if you want to see more Middle-earth content just like this, consider subscribing as well. I would greatly appreciate it if you went ahead and did that. And yeah, if you want to, I also want to say a huge shout out and thank you to all of my channel members. You guys are absolutely amazing. If you want to be absolutely amazing just like them, consider becoming a channel member. But yeah, that is it. That is all. I'm going to enjoy my vacation so very much, guys. But I will also miss you all at the same time. So yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys when I get back from vacation. Bye-bye.